When I was just a young and naive impressionable kid, I used to watch a show called My Strange Addiction. And you've probably heard of this show, so I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but it's a show with a very simple premise. It's about people's strange addictions, like a eating mattress or worshipping a Garfield clock. And around this age, I'm pretty sure I was in 5th grade, so I wasn't the smartest cat in the barn, nor the coolest. I would say, yeah, me. These people are weird, but I don't know what I was thinking, because I did some strange stuff growing up. I had no room to talk. It took me weeks to digest this. I had an anime main character moment of realization when I came to this conclusion that all the people commenting and laughing at these people in the show, they would be pulling the cheese out of me. I was appalled after I discovered the truth, but I didn't let that stop me. And whilst I used to be ashamed of these disgusting habits I used to do, I am now grateful I can show them off. Yay. Teach a valuable lesson to these people that I'm showing this video to. But I'm making this video not to be hated or criticized, but to be cherished and seen as an aspiration of other kids that are going through the same thing as I had. And also for clarification, please don't do anything I've done in this video. I used to drink mouthwash. I didn't think it was that bad growing up, but apparently to everyone else it was. And I had no problem with it. It was very peaceful to me, but to others, I guess it was a big deal. I didn't drink mouthwash because it brought me comfort or a sense of warmness or a hug. The reason I would drink it was I would see Scooby on the packaging being all happy and peaceful, and I would want to feel like that. So I thought, if Scoobs feels like that while drinking this mouthwash, I can do the same thing. But I didn't realize it was toxic for me. I wasn't too bright. I didn't think it was a big deal or anything because I never heard anybody complain about my addiction. My breath would always smell minty fresh, so I didn't think anybody had a real issue with it. It wasn't until my mother caught me drinking it was when we had a real issue in the household. I still remember very vividly how I got caught drinking the mouthwash from my mother. The snow was chirping and the birds were falling. It was a beautiful, lovely Saturday evening in 2012 of December. Me and my siblings and mother were going to the local grocery store to pick up some items we needed for our holiday cooking. And I think me and my siblings were a little too hyped up on painkillers and fun dip that we were going absolutely rampant in the store. The holiday cheer was in the air and everything was delightful and funny. Me and my siblings would go messing around with Santa Claus and all the cute Christmas decorations in the grocery store. We were laughing it up and everything was going fine until we noticed my mother was getting a little quieter than usual. My mother's always really a chill person, but this time was different. I haven't seen my mother this upset since My Chemical Romance broke up. Once we were done checking out all our holiday goodies, we drove them back to the car. Sadly, we didn't stop by McDonald's or anything. And as I was about to take a swig of that mighty fine wine, I didn't know my mother was silently climbing up the stairs, and I hadn't realized it until it was too late. In a frightened, panicked manner, my mom started yelling at me in Espanol to knock it off and to stop it, like any caring and dear mother would. But this was her first time seeing me do any of this, so I had to put on my Broadway pants and put on the acting gig of my life. The iconic line I gave her from my Broadway performance was, After that, she gave me a stern talking to about how I shouldn't drink mouthwash anymore, and I did listen to her and her lesson, and I complied with it, and I was only able to comply with these ridiculous rules. So I only got about 5 cavities growing up. Now the last strange ritual I did, it was very peaceful and harmless, but I had great pleasure doing it. For the better part of a year throughout my day, I would have to watch a movie called A Pig's Tale. I wouldn't be able to eat unless this movie was playing in the background. Without this movie playing at least once throughout my day, I would not be able to function. But gladly for convenience sakes, this movie wasn't on VHS or DVD, but it was on Netflix. Like a recurring thing in my life, everything went downhill after Netflix decided to remove it from their platform. Without A Pig's Tale, I could not function. And when Netflix did this, it rotted me to my core. I became a different person. I was bitter, hungrier, tireder, cried more. For a week or two, I lost sight of myself. And I guess my parents couldn't take me bugging and crying all day. So my internet-savvy dad finally caved in and went searching through the depths and trenches of the internet and finally found a copy of The Pig's Tale on VHS for $50. I finally fell out of my Pig's Tale habit, only because it was extremely difficult to work the VHS player. The tape had something on Be Kind, Rewind. I didn't know any of that junk meant, so it was very difficult for me to learn. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you later.